Alright guys, Liverpool have just drawn 2-2 to Brighton, and I'll be honest, it's definitely, in circumstances of the game, it's definitely 2 points dropped, not a point gained. Um, for Brighton, they did really well. They played really well last week against Man City too, and they look like a team that can challenge for a European spot this year. Well, we'll start off. Good goal by Jordan Henderson. Nice play down the right hand side. Good layoff by Mo Salah. Brilliant strike by Henderson. Didn't give Sanchez in goal much of a chance really, and that was followed by a couple of Brighton chances. Nothing major. Solly March probably should have done better with a one-on-one with Alisson, and Liverpool got a second about 20 minutes later through Sadio Mane this time. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who didn't start the game, he came on for Naby Keita. As it turned out, he's not quite fit enough. His injury that he sustained last week, it doesn't seem to be fully recovered, or unless it's a new one, I'm not entirely sure. But it was a brilliant cross by Oxlade-Chamberlain, exactly where he wanted to put it, and Sadio Mane scored with a diving header, and that made it 2-0. Everything seems rosy. Looks like we're going to win. Mane scores third after Brighton were playing around with it with the back four and the goalkeeper. Mane pressed Robert Sanchez, and Sanchez tried to clear it but kicked it against Mane's foot. It bounced up, hit his arm and went in. I think it was rightly disallowed. You know, rules are the rules. He didn't intentionally handball it, but if it comes off your hand and goes in, unfortunately, it's got to be disallowed. You know, it is called football for a reason, as much as the Americans might disagree. But yeah, at that point, when he made it 3-0 before it got overturned by VAR, you're thinking there's no way Brighton are getting anything out of this. We were 3-0 up at one point. We ended up drawing 2-2. The first goal from Brighton came just before half time from Enoch Mwepu. Mwepu, is that how you say it? Mwepu, something like that. And it was a really good finish from the right hand side. I think he noticed Alisson was slightly off his line. He had the sun in his eyes, so you know there's always a chance. He tried to curl it into the top left corner and did so successfully, and that made it 2-1 just before half time. And I didn't see the first 5 minutes of the second half because the stream I was watching it on just gave up and I had to find a new one. But I found one by about the 55th minute. And by that point, Brighton were clearly dominating, and it wasn't long before they managed to get a second through Leandro Trossard. Lovely ball through by Adam Lallana, and Trossard took it round the keeper and slotted it home. And what I will say is it was nice for Adam Lallana to get a standing ovation when he walked off the pitch. Very good player. I loved him when he played for Liverpool. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I just thought we should have known better what was coming in the second half from Brighton. Like from what happened last week against Manchester City, even though they were 3-0 down, they came out and gave it their all in the second half, and we should have seen that coming. And especially as we didn't have the 3-goal margin that Man City had, we only had 1-goal margin. What else could I say about the performance? Well, if we're going through individual players, I thought Alisson, although you could maybe question the first goal, I thought he made some good saves to make up for that, to be fair. So, yeah, he generally had a good game. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, I thought, didn't get on the ball in dangerous positions as much as they maybe would have liked to. Van Dijk, he was brilliant in the first half. Second half, he wasn't at fault for anything. But I thought Kanate at times, um, I don't know if it's because he's new to the Premier League, but it looks like he's not the type of defender who deals very well with like Pacy players. That I could be wrong there, but it looks like he's a defender that is more suited to players like Ronaldo, who, you know, as long as you stay tight to them and just defend anything that comes their way, then he'll be all right. But it doesn't look like he can deal with the pace of Leandro Trossard, as there were a couple of times Brighton got through and went one-on-one with Alisson. And in midfield, my camera just cut. I was on about Liverpool's midfield. So yeah, Henderson, I don't think is as good in the sitting role as he is in like the number 8 role, because I feel as though as much as he is really good at controlling the game, he doesn't give the defence as much protection as Fabinho does. Like, obviously, Fabinho's not available for today, and Henderson did a decent job today. I just don't think he's quite Fabinho's level in terms of sitting midfielder. I mean, that's the fact, really. Fabinho's probably one of the top 3 sitting midfielders in the world. And also, as much as Ox and Curtis are very good attacking players, I don't think you play both of them. I think you play one of them, and then, who else have we got is the problem here. We haven't got anyone else, have we? So, yeah. I think injuries is a bit of a problem in midfield for Liverpool right now. No Thiago, no Harvey Elliott, although I don't think he's what we needed today. No Milner, no Keita, no Fabinho. We're literally threadbare in midfield. The next option is Tyler Morton, who, to be fair, he looked all right against Preston midweek, but he's obviously very inexperienced. And up front, Firmino missed a couple of decent chances as well, which was a bit disappointing. But yeah, it's just one of those days. I thought Brighton, they had some very good performers there in the second half. Trossard, I thought, was causing quite a lot of problems. Basuma, I thought, was very good. And yeah, those two were the two that stood out for me, really. And also Tariq Lamptey. I know he was only on the pitch for a short period of time, but he's going to be a quality player. I've never seen a player like that small just be able to just it's amazing watching him play, really, because he's tiny. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.